says, as older collectors age and pass on, many high quality raw cards from their collections will enter the market. How do you see this impacting the vintage market?
And older collectors age and pass on many quality rock cards of other collectors will enter the market. How do you impact in the vintage market? Yeah, I mean, I think it's a good point, right? How's that gonna look like over the next 3, 5, 10 years and 15? There are a lot of older collectors that eventually they'll pass on, and those cards will move down. With those kids, will they have an interest in the hobby, right? We see it. I see that a lot, right? People who come to us with collections or what have you, where my dad collected and I don't know anything about it, and oh my God, I can't believe it's worth 30,000. Are you kidding me? And they're quick to sell, right? But maybe maybe we will start to see more people that are can take over the collection and maybe finally get those cards graded, because a lot of older collectors really didn't like grading, right? They weren't into the whole grading thing. So hopefully their kids who take them over are going to keep the cards within the hobby and will go and get them graded, increase the value of them. But that's a really good point. I never really thought about that, but I think we could see a big influx of cards, vintage cards, over the next 10 years hit the market, right? Raw hit the market, and really good stuff too as well, right? Whether it's Mickey Mantles of the world, or whether it's you know Michael Jordans of the world, or Wayne Gretzky's, or Gordie Howe's, or what have you, that are sitting out there that are raw. I mean, something to think about.
It definitely is something to consider. Um, I don't know the answer to this, or I don't know what the impact will be. It depends where the hobby's at as these cards make their way into the hobby, and it really
Yeah.
depends how many there truly are, and the frequency with which they hit the market, and will they be graded, and tough to say. It's tough to say. Sometimes we I think sometimes we think that all the cards are out there and are graded already, but I don't think that that's the case. So I think Skeppy has a point here, and it'll be interesting to see how the next 10, 15 years go as far as vintage, the effect on vintage. Dave says, if you believe card collecting goes global, then basketball and soccer are the plays. I think that's a fair comment. Darren says, can't wait to see how the market reacts to the World Cup. I think the market is already reacting to the World Cup. I think there's an element of being baked into values, just like Luca's got several championships baked into his values already. I think soccer has the World Cup baked in, or the fact that it's coming is already causing people to get excited, and more people are already thinking that they're ahead of the curve by getting into soccer today, when I think there's a lot of people that feel that same way. So we'll see. Time will tell how much more hype there will be leading up to the World Cup as it happens. That makes sense to you, Eddie?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I've been seeing it, like I said, for the last year, with in terms of people looking ahead to the World Cup and stuff. But I think there's still some room to there's still some meat on the bone as we approach the World Cup. Because remember, this is the first World Cup where the hobby's really been at the height, right? It's previous World Cups, the hobby was nowhere near where it's at right now. So this is the first true test, and World Cup is it goes on for a long time. So I think it's going to be unreal. I really do. I mean, I really do think it's going to be great for the market, and I think we're going to see a huge spike across the board on soccer.